we're going into the new lobby now, so it's looking like we're doing a 50% again. So I get to commentate through all of that again, which is very good. We like battling, commentating over a battling. But yeah, welcome back everyone to the stream. Part 2 of ERL Britain, which is basically forget what happened in the last stream, because we're starting from the start basically, from quali grid. So as long as you remember the qualifying grid, which we should get reminded of course, before the race, then you know, just try and remember that, because that's the only thing that we have to remember from the last stream. We can also try and remember the battle between Oshin and Fishy, see whether they do the same thing again. Of course, it's going to be close. Everyone's on fresher tyres too, so that might also give an advantage to some of the drivers in the top 10 on softs. But yeah, I'm guessing that restart was because of the Josh Tomo disqualification. Aiden, hello again. And Fishy, hello there as well. Okay, so this is very odd, actually. Hold on, let me sort it out. Are we going from lap 9 grid? Okay then. So lap 9 was just before the safety car. Before the safety car came out, actually. Do you want to correct me a bit more, Jadian? So start of lap 9 tyres. So Oshin and Fishy will both be starting on the soft tyres anyway, because they weren't in the pits at the start of lap 9. Oh yeah, we should get going soon. Everyone's readying up, so I'll check chat. Hello guys, welcome back. Hi Lennon, hi Cameron as well, welcome to the stream. Got to go, as you do have to do stuff on Wednesday, hence I can't make this league anymore. But enjoy it. Thank you. I will try my best. Hopefully they give me good battling after the restart, because it's another 26 laps. We'll be basically doing 37 laps of Silverstone today, unless something else goes magically wrong and we get another restart. Give Scotty a shout. Scottier or Scotty? Scottier. Yeah. Shout out to Scottier or Scotty. Mathers. Okay. Right. So I don't know if there's going to be a formation lap. I should assume so. It calms things down before a race. But what this means for Aiden is no top 5 start, of course, since he was the first one to pit onto the mediums before lap 9. But yeah, here we go. Formation lap. It is. We'll check chat. Scotty RFC. Oh, okay. So we've been calling you Scottier for how many weeks, and it's actually Scotty. Okay, I'll remember that. We will not do another restart. Okay. Hi Harvey. Yeah, you get to see the start of this race. Okay, so Fish is in first, which of course was the case before the safety car. We'll look at tyres to see if everyone's on the right tyres. Yes, they are. But yeah. Not a lot to say on this formation lap. We'll just go through the grid. So Fish is in first. He made that move just before the safety car came out. Oshin in second. These two will, I expect, be having another battle this whole race. I really hope that you give me a battle, because restarts are not my favourite thing. So yeah, please give me a battle. Entertain me, guys. JDM in third then. Josh Thomas made his way up to fourth from 12th in quali. Oh, and he nearly gets crashed into the back of by Rally, who starts P5 on the mediums. Of course, he started on the mediums anyway in the other race, so he didn't pit. Aiden making that early pit stop, proving costly in this restart, but he gets to start on the medium tyres, which should be better for him. He does like the medium tyres a lot more than the softs. We've got Chaz in P7. He didn't get the best of starts to this race. He got caught up in a few incidents. Then we've got Sam, who DNF'd, which caused the safety car. Then we've got FNCO Tom back in the race, who also DNF'd in the pit lane. He starts P9. Then we've got the two Alfa Romeos of Mathers and Scotty. I got them right. Are you proud of me? I'm proud of me. But yeah, lining up on the grid now. We've actually got half and half in terms of the tyres. Half are on the softs and the other half on the mediums. The mediums actually having one more person on than the softs, because there is 11, so it's an odd number, which is very annoying. But yeah, here we go. We're waiting for the 5 red lights, trying to get the best angle for this start. There we go, and we go to 5 red lights to the restart of the Silverstone Grand Prix here in ERL. Here we go. It's lights out, and to turn 1 we go. It's a good start from Oshin. He's alongside Fishy into turn 1. They're going to go side by side still through the second corner as well. Oshin's going to send it down the inside off Fishy. Into turn 3 they go, and then into turn 4. Fishy has the inside line. That's a spin from Scotty. JDM's up the inside of Oshin. We could see a move from JDM off into P2, but it doesn't happen, and JDM Well, Oshin stops the McLaren 1-2 from happening early on, unless JDM sends it down the inside of Oshin, pushes him wide off the track a little bit, and they're still going side by side after Woodcote. And now on the run down to Copse, down the National Pit Straight. Here we go. JDM's going to have the slipstream from Oshin, but will he go for the move? Into Copse we go. And he doesn't go for the move. He's going to wait until the next straight. JDM goes wide, gains a little bit of time over Oshin. In the background there is FNCO Tom as well, going quite wide as well on the exit. He's side by side with Chaz as JDM is trying to get side by side with Oshin. And onto the straight, he gets the run. He's got the slipstream, but Oshin's got the ERS to stay ahead at the moment, unless JDM sends it down the inside. Here he goes. He's sent it down the inside of Oshin once more this lap, and they've been battling this whole lap, which has allowed Fishy to nearly get second ahead. And there goes JDM again down the inside, pushing and shoving each other. Is Oshin and JDM. JDM's off the track, but still stays in P3 at the end of lap 1. And this battle will probably go on for the rest of this race now. Oh, as Oshin's broke, and they're both into the wall. Oshin's nearly rolled over, and he's out of the race. JDM's in the gravel, and that is a virtual safety car. Absolute calamity for Oshin and JDM there, battling for P2, and they've crashed. Oshin the only one retiring. He nearly lost the back end through turn 1, which caused him to brake, and then JDM to go into the back of him as Scotty gets a virtual safety car infringement, speeding under the virtual safety car I should say, but not a full safety car surprisingly, and we calm down from the lap 1 mess and the lap 1 scurrying about. But yeah, Rally up into P2 then. Let's see the position changes. Rally's gone up 3 positions. Josh Tomo up 1. Aiden up 2. Chaz also up 2. As Scotty gets another virtual safety car infringement. FNCO Tom and Mathers both up 3. Sam has kept position. And Scotty has gone up 2. JDM down 7 positions. But here goes Josh Tomo then. He's looking behind Rally. Maybe for the move for P2, but he's not going to get it done at the end of this straight. He's going to have to wait at least another half a lap until he can think about that move. But yeah, another battle for P2 going on then between these two. Let's hope it doesn't end the same way as the first one did, as Oshin nearly actually rolled over in the barrier. Josh Tomo taking a lot of curb. Scotty and JDM are both in the pits. Scotty to serve one of his drive-throughs. JDM obviously getting damage from the back of Oshin's car. But yeah, no restart battles at the moment, but DRS is enabled. So this could help encourage battling, as Josh Tomo's gaining down the straight, but not enough to go for the move. But FNCO Tom and Chaz going side by side into Woodcote. They make a bit of contact. Still going side by side though, through into Luffield. I think that's Luffield. I'm not sure. Woodcote and Luffield. But anyway, Tom gets the move done on Chaz at the moment, but Chaz is looking to come back at him into Copse. Could we see a move from Chaz? Can he send it down the inside? No, he doesn't, which is a very smart decision from Chaz to back out of that one, as Josh Tomo is very close to Rally for P2. Both on the medium tyres, so no tyre advantage really, but there is a DRS and a little bit of an ERS advantage for Josh Tomo. He goes to the left, then goes to the right. Down the inside goes Josh Tomo of Rally, but Rally keeps it round the outside. He's going to go side by side with Josh Tomo into the final 2 corners, but he's not sent it back down the inside. And Josh Tomo is now up into P2, unless Rally has anything more to say about that one. But at the moment, it is Josh Tomo into P2, and looking to chase down Fishy for the race lead. But Rally is staying with him. He's got the DRS for the next straight, so he is going to stay close. Also, a notable thing behind, Aiden is within the DRS of Rally. So we could potentially see a 3-way battle for P2. But here goes Rally then. He's going to use DRS, not his ERS though. He's going to go to the outside as Josh covered off the inside. He's going to go for the switchback move on Josh Tomo and try around the outside. Now he tries to the inside once more, but he's not got anything done. Now on the run down to Copse, he's going to use his ERS, his Rally. But all of this battling is helping Aiden catch up behind. He's now within 6/10 of Rally, but Rally not managing to catch up too much to Josh Tomo. A notable thing as well down the order is JDM on the hard tyres after that early pit stop. He's looking to go to the end. There's a little bit of a mistake from Josh Tomo there on the exit to the hanger straight, but here goes Rally anyway with the DRS and the slipstream. He's going to go to the inside as there's a spin from JDM. Rally's back up into P2 unless Josh Tomo gets a better exit, which he does do, and he uses ERS on his exit as well. Side by side into the final 2 corners we go. Josh Tomo with the inside line, Rally on the outside, and Josh Tomo's nearly spun. Aiden's going to go around the outside of Josh Tomo now, in side by side into turn 1, but it's not anymore as Josh Tomo backs out of that one, and Josh Tomo loses 2 positions in the space of less than a lap. But Rally now is the vulnerable one to 2 quick cars behind him. He's got no DRS, of course, so he's just got to use his actual pace and maybe a little bit of ERS to try and get away from Aiden and Josh Tomo. But that's not going to happen. Aiden goes through down the inside into Woodcote we go. Into Luffield. Rally's going to come back at Aiden, but he backs off and stays behind him. And Aiden is up into P2, and now Josh Tomo is looking to challenge Rally for P3. But Rally also looking to challenge Aiden for P2 once more. So this 3-car battle just gets more exciting for P2 as Aiden runs a little bit wide there on the exit of Copse, which allows Rally to gain time. Rally thinks about the move into Maggots and Beckett's, but he doesn't go for anything. Aiden, he's made a little bit of a racing line mistake through Maggots and Beckett's as Rally gets the ERS. Now we're going to stay on board with Josh Tomo because he's got the overspeed compared to Rally and Rally and Aiden. Rally goes down the inside of Aiden and goes back up into P2. Josh Tomo was thinking about making it 3 wide. He's thinking about sending it down the inside of Aiden as well, but he doesn't do it in the end. Rally has a bit of a compromised racing line through the final 2 corners, and Rally, he's lost a bit of speed compared to Aiden. So Aiden's right behind him. He's right up his chuff, and he's going to get the DRS down the Kemmel Straight. As Rally defends for some reason. I don't think that Aiden would have gone for the dive bomb. I know Aiden, and he definitely wouldn't have gone for that. But Rally feels the need to cover that off anyway. But here we go then. Aiden, simple pass past Rally. Rally goes defensive against Josh Tomo though. Keeps the inside line. Breaks a little bit late though, which causes Josh Tomo to go for the switchback move. Tries around the outside. He's going to go for another switchback. He's got the better racing line and the better exit than Rally. He's using ERS on the way down to Copse. And these are critical corners we go. And into Copse we go side by side, Rally and Josh Tomo. But Rally keeps it down the inside and there's no contact made. Luckily for both of them. And Rally stays ahead. But now Aiden's going to be the vulnerable one down the hanger straight as he's got no DRS once again. Could we see a 3 wide moment, or will Josh Tomo back off? But here goes Rally. Rally's got the move done. Here goes Josh Tomo. Josh Tomo's got the move done, and he might just get another one done around the outside of Rally as Rally keeps and hugs to the inside line. Fishy's leading by 8 seconds, I might add, because of all this battling. But Aiden's lost 2 positions now in the space of a straight, and Rally is back up into P2, being the vulnerable one in this position. But here goes Josh Tomo. He's going to look to the outside of Abbey into turn 1, but he hasn't looked for any move, and he hasn't gone for any move, I must say. But yeah, still staying within the DRS is Josh Tomo and Aiden. And what an amazing battle they are giving us on this restarted race. But here we go to the straight once more, DRS enabled for Josh Tomo. Rally weaves down the straight to the left. Josh Tomo goes to the right. Around the outside goes Josh Tomo, side by side through Woodcote and Luffield, and Josh Tomo has got an amazing move done on Rally there, but unless Rally has got anything to say about that on the run back down to Copse, but I don't think he will. He's using his ERS and a bit of slipstream from Josh Tomo, but he's not going to get anything done into Copse corner. He does get the better exit though compared to Josh Tomo, only slightly, but the gap is the same between Rally and Josh Tomo and Aiden and Rally. As there's a yellow flag, and that's Chaz. He's crashed at Copse corner and he is out of the race. Is that going to be a safety car? We are yet to find out. But unfortunate for Chaz there. Those soft tyres getting quite worn. But Rally looks for the move on Josh Tomo. He can't go for anything though, as it would have been a late move if he'd have gone for anything. So the positions resume the same throughout this whole lap. I think that this is the first lap that these three positions have stayed the same. But yeah, no safety car from Chaz, which is great because of course we want to see the racing. Rally gets a penalty, so that is crucial for the end of this race between these three drivers and maybe even Fishy. But remember, Fishy is on that alternate strategy compared to these three. He's on the soft tyres compared to these three being on the mediums. As we go now to the Kemmel Straight, Rally's got the DRS on Josh and Aiden has the DRS on Rally. Sorry. No move made from Rally there and no move made from Aiden. So it's all calming down a little bit now, as Fishy continues to extend his advantage at the top. It's 9.1 as JDM now gets a penalty. He's down there in 8th place, not having the best of races because of that O'Sheen crash, which happened quite a few laps ago. It seems ages ago. But JDM's actually spun at the final corner. He's onto the grass. But back on track, not losing any position to Scotty. And there is our leader for a second. He actually gets a penalty. He goes wide, so that could also be crucial at the end of the race, especially with being on the alternate strategy. If the medium tyres, if the medium tyre runners go onto the soft tyres, then they're obviously going to be quicker than Fishy at the end of the race, which could prove crucial with that 3-second penalty for Fishy. Rally 6/10 up on his time because he hasn't actually battled this lap. So it just shows how much battling loses time, especially around a circuit like Silverstone where there's a lot of corners where you can go side by side. But we go to the DRS straight once more after the loop, as Rally's running quite low on ERS. He's been using it to try and get past Josh Tomo. Josh weaves to the inside, but I don't think he needs to defend at all, as Rally has not got the overspeed whatsoever. We'll check with Aiden's ERS. His is also quite low, but not as low as Rally's. He's got a bit of an advantage, and Josh Tomo's is just a bit higher than Aiden's as well. 35 for Josh Tomo, 11, now 9 for Rally, and 20 for Aiden. As Josh Tomo now gets a penalty, so Aiden is the only one out of these three without a penalty, so all he needs to do is keep it clean with the track limits, and he could get these drivers at the end of the race. But he goes a bit wide there onto the grass. I'm not sure if that gains him time, so he shouldn't get a penalty. But here we go with Rally. He's not using ERS. He's only got the DRS and the slipstream. He's going to go for a late send down the inside. I don't know what corner that is. I was corrected on it, but I'm not sure. I think it was Stowe. But side by side still. Through Village and then Club Corner we go. Rally and Josh Tomo keeping it side by side with each other. Round the final corner. And Josh Tomo keeps P2. Aiden's right behind these two once more. Josh Tomo goes wide at turn 1. He misses the apex a little bit compared to Rally. But Rally's thinking of sending it down the inside of turn 3. Which wouldn't be a very good idea. I just remembered Village is actually at turn 2. So I was completely wrong about the club. I'm just going to stick with club. Stowe and club. But here goes Aiden. He's gaining a lot on Rally. And Rally's gaining a lot on Josh Tomo. But no moves made once more down the Kemmel Straight. And we are yet to see another move made from these three. But on the run to Cops, Aiden using a little bit of ERS compared to Rally. But not gaining anything to go side by side. Josh Tomo takes a bit of corner there on the inside. Rally's got the overspeed out of the corner, but it would be very risky. As Rally gets another penalty, he's on 6 seconds now. That was quite a clear exceeding of track limits there, and again. So he's probably got another warning for that. But here goes Rally anyway. He's not using his ERS, he's already quite low on it. He's only got the DRS and the slipstream. Josh Tomo covers off the inside. He learns from the last lap and keeps ahead of Rally, and Rally keeps ahead of Aiden. So this battle is going on for very long. As Aiden nearly spins it, he has to go wide there as he overcorrects the spin. But Fishy now, 11.1 seconds ahead of Josh Tomo on those soft tyres. Of course, he pit on lap 10 in the last race under the safety car, so he could maybe pit here on lap 11. He's managed to stretch out those softs an extra lap compared to what he did before. So his mediums will be fresher near the end compared to these drivers' softs. But no moves made as there's a yellow flag, and that is for Scotty. Yeah, Scotty in P9. Spun on the exit of Woodcote, Luffield. He's got no front wing actually, and that is a virtual safety car because of the debris. Now this could work out well for Fishy, of course, if the virtual safety car doesn't come in before he goes into the pits. What he really needs is the virtual safety car to go in after he's actually made his pit stop, because once you enter that pit lane at Silverstone, it is a long pit lane because of how slow the speed limit is for it. So he is going to come into the pits as predicted. He might get a free stop, but of course we don't know when the virtual safety car is going to come in, because we don't get any pre-warning like we do in real life. But will Josh Tomo come in? Neither does Raleigh or Aiden. Josh Tomo gets a speeding under virtual safety car penalty, and it just goes downhill for Josh Tomo as he loses the place to Raleigh, who gets an amazing restart. We'll check the penalties because there was someone else who got that restart. Oh, and it was Raleigh. Raleigh and Josh Tomo both get drive-throughs. So that means that Aiden's going to be promoted up as Josh Tomo and Raleigh both need to serve their drive-through and make a pit stop. So that is absolutely crucial for both of their races. But here goes Josh Tomo anyway on Raleigh for the lead of the race now. As Fishy did pit in. Round the outside goes Josh Tomo, and he keeps it up the inside for the next corner too. And he gets back ahead of Raleigh, but Raleigh looking for that better exit. He's managed to save up his ERS now, and he just needs to keep it there. But it's not ideal at all for Josh Tomo or Raleigh, as it was looking likely that they could maybe even challenge for the lead near the end of the race, being on the softs. But now they're going to be so far behind, as they have to go into the pits twice. One more time that they was hoping to. Raleigh goes on the grass once more there, so his tyres obviously wearing out a bit, but he's using the DRS and the slipstream. Fishy now gets another penalty for track limits, so he's on 6 seconds now as he's trying to catch up to the rest of the field. But Josh Tomo and Raleigh both come into the pits. Aiden takes over from the lead of the race, but I'm sure he'll be coming in for his pit stop soon. Josh Tomo and Raleigh serving their drive-through at such a slow pit lane at Silverstone. Yeah, not ideal for the both of them. There's Fishy now. He's going to overtake them, of course. Mathers is up into P2, still yet to make a stop as well as Aiden. Sam's up into P4 now. JDM gets another penalty. He's on 9 seconds now, so his race has gone downhill since that crash anyway. Oh yeah, here goes Fishy then. He's got the DRS. This is going to be quite an easy move. But Mathers, I may have forgot to pronounce it right, but sorry about that. They make a bit of contact there. Mathers defending that one very well. There's a bit more contact between the two of them, getting very argy-bargy on the way down to Cops, and Mathers is trying to keep it there down the inside. No contact made though, luckily, through that corner, as we don't want to see what happened in real life between these two drivers. But yeah, Mathers not giving up that position easily. As Raleigh now, he's stayed within Josh Tomo's DRS, of course, as they both served their drive-through together. They're both on old tyres now. Aiden stayed out for another lap. But here goes Raleigh anyway with the DRS and the slipstream. Josh Tomo's obviously going to defend this one. But Raleigh goes to the inside anyway with ease. And he gets through in the braking zone. Unless Josh Tomo has anything else to say about that one. He sends it to the inside of Club Corner. And he's got just about ahead and there was a bit of contact there for Josh Tomo's rear end to Rally's front wing. But Josh Tomo still managing to get that move done, despite being on such old tyres as well as Rally. But I'm sure this battle will carry on onto the Camel Straight. As here we go then. Rally's using ERS and DRS and the slipstream. I don't think he's going to go for anything. It would be quite a late move once more from Rally if he did. So he stays behind another lap. And they've also got Sam in front of them, who's also on hard tyres. So basically, Sam is ahead of these guys officially on track. So yeah, I'm sure that Sam will be defending his position just like Mathers was against Fishy. But yeah, Rally staying within 2/10. As Aiden now comes into the pits, so we should see the medium tyres come in, but Rally is on 9 seconds now, so that's even more crucial for the end of his race as he goes wide once more onto the grass. Both Josh Tomo and Rally running out of deployment, going below 10% at the end of that straight. Josh Tomo and Rally both don't come into the pits. They're going to continue battling into the final 3 corners, side by side once more. Through the final corner we go. There's nearly a bit of contact there as his front wing nearly gets chopped off, does Rally's. But yeah, of course, Josh Tomo and Rally are going to be ahead of Aiden for the time being, as Rally's absolutely sent it to the inside of turn 3. What a move if he can make this stick. He goes for the switch back on Josh Tomo, but kind of catches that rain light on Josh Tomo's car, so it doesn't allow him to get the best exit. But Rally absolutely sending it. Josh Tomo's got the DRS off Sam to defend from Rally, so Rally not even thinking about a move. As Scotty gets another penalty, but Rally's looking up the inside of Josh Tomo. Nearly a bit of contact between the two of them. Josh Tomo keeps P4 at the moment. But now on the run down to Cops. Slipstream from Rally, but no ERS being used. And through Cops he gets a better line, as Josh does on Sam as well. Ahead. Of course, down this next straight, Josh is going to have the DRS off Sam as Rally catches that inside curb at the start of Maggots and Beckett's. That might be a bit of underbody damage for Rally. But Sam moves to the inside to defend from Josh Tomo. And he's probably going to defend from Rally too, and he does. Oh, he goes a bit wide. That's the tyre wear, but he is fighting it back, and Rally pushes Sam off, which causes him to get a penalty. And there's a bit more argy-bargy going on between the two of them. These two very good friends, but they are not good friends on track by the look of it. And Rally has lost so much time now to Josh Tomo and to Aiden behind. Yeah, he's not even within a second of Sam. So I'm sure that Rally will be going mad at Sam for that one, as he's going to get the DRS down the Camel Straight and maybe get this move done as quick as possible, which is what he wanted anyway. So here he goes. Is he going to send it? He does send it very late from Rally there to go down the inside, but Sam covers that off nicely. He goes for the switchback though, does Rally. He's back up the inside of Sam on the run down to Cops now. Down the National Pit Straight we go, and Rally is ahead of Sam before Cops. But there's a yellow flag, and that is for Scotty, I believe, as there's a virtual safety car. It's not for Scotty, it's for Mathers, as he's lost his front wing. I need to cough, sorry. But yeah, this virtual safety car probably helping Josh Tomo and Rally a little bit, as it did with Fishy. Will probably be the same amount helped. Sam's probably going to come into the pits as well. Josh Tomo and Rally and Mathers. Sam is in as well. Aiden goes through. Of course, he'll be not very happy that this virtual safety car's happened at this time, since he'd want to get as much of an advantage as possible over Josh Tomo and Rally. But this virtual safety car helping them a little bit now. Rally is still came out behind Josh Tomo in the pits, as his virtual safety cars lasting the whole of their pit stop, which has helped them even more. And of course they're on fresher softs than what Aiden is. Tom's up into P3. He doesn't have to stop again, as he's gone 6 laps on the mediums. And they should get to the end. So Tom officially in P3, as there's a drive-through for Scotty down there in P9. Mathers has lost 2 positions straight away off the VSC restart to Rally and Sam. But yeah, Sam's staying ahead of Mathers. This is the closest battle on track. Let's check with our race leader. We haven't seen him too much this race. And Scotty's out. Scotty is out. This could cause a safety car, which could be crucial for this race. Whether he's done that on purpose or not, it could still change the race if this is a safety car. But it doesn't look to be a safety car at the moment, as it would have been called by now. But yeah, Fishy, he's completely dominated this one, let's be honest. He's got a 21-second gap. He could maybe even go into the pits if he gets a few seconds over more and go for the fastest lap. Of course, Aiden in P2. And FNCO Tom is in the pits, so he's not officially in P3. As Josh Tomo and Rally now have both gone past him. Aiden's got a gap to Josh Tomo of 17 seconds. So Aiden looks pretty safe as well up there in P2. As long as he doesn't make any mistake. Plus, also with the no penalty for Aiden. He's the only one, apart from, I think, his teammate FNCO Tom, to not have a penalty. But we will check. Yeah, the 2 Ferraris are the only ones without penalties in this race so far. As Mathis is going very wide trying to catch up to Sam, which doesn't actually gain him time. He's going a lot on the accelerator midway through the corner, which is going to put him wide on the exit. But yeah, he's now out of a second, and it looks like we won't have any more battling for the time being. It was all looking good with the battling for most of this race, actually, between Rally, Aiden and Josh Tomo. But now, no one's within a second of one another, so we're not going to get that battling for a while. As Rally is on 0% ERS, he's trying to use so much to catch up. As JDM, who's also had a very quiet race, for all the wrong reasons, gets another penalty. As Josh Tomo sets the fastest lap now. I think he had the fastest lap before. I'm not entirely sure though. As Sam gets a penalty, another penalty. Mathers is in the pits. We are going to go to race director though, to check all of the warnings for our drivers. So Fishy, so he's got 2 warnings on that one lap. So he's got 1, 2, 3 warnings and another 3. And he hasn't got a warning since. So, yeah, that's good for him. We go to Aiden. He's on 1 warning, so he's doing very well, actually. There's Josh Tomo. He's on 4 warnings, so he's 2 away from getting a next penalty. Rally, he's had tons of warnings, let's be honest, and he has actually got another penalty on those soft tyres. We'll just go to penalties now, just to see. So Fishy is on 6 seconds. Aiden, of course, on 0 with only 1 warning this race. Josh Tomo is on 3, and he's 2 more warnings away from getting another 3 seconds. Rally is on 12. He's had a lot of penalties and warnings this race. I can't even be bothered to count. Sam is on 9 seconds. FNCO Tom, he's got 0 penalties. I'm not sure how many warnings. JDM's on 12 seconds, and Mathers brings his total of penalties up into 14, as he just gets a penalty. But yeah, still not a lot happening on track now. As we get to the dying stages of this race. And what a race it's been. A lot of action in both of them. Of course, if you wasn't here before, then we had a... Oh, and Fishy gets another penalty. So that brings him up to 9 seconds now. But of course, he can be a lot more aggressive with the track limits, given the gap that he's got to Aiden. But yeah, as I was saying, there was a race before this. It was Silverstone as well. Rally gets another penalty. That brings him up to 15 seconds. Oh, and FNCO Tom gets his first penalty as well. I've probably done a commentator's curse on him, I'm not going to lie. But Aiden's managed to not get a penalty since I've said it. I say that now. And he'll probably get a penalty soon, knowing the commentator's curse. But yeah, there was a race before this. It was the same race as this. We went off quali grid. And then it got restarted because Josh Tomo got disqualified from the session for absolutely no reason, basically. And a lot of DNFs were happening as well under the safety car. So it's not been a bad restarted race. I've been happy with the entertainment that these guys have all provided me. And of course you guys tuned in to watch this race and to watch some great battling. And that is what our drivers today here in ERL have managed to do for over half of this race, I'd say. But yeah, it is going quiet now on the track. Drivers separated by over a second, no DRS. But Maters actually seems to be catching JDM, who is on those 17 lap old hard tyres. Both McLarens have had very quiet races. As I said, Fishy dominated it, and yeah, not a lot to commentate on him about. But JDM, for all the wrong reasons, having a very quiet race since his crash with Oshin. And yeah, for the man who's second in the championship, I'm sure he'll be disappointed with this result. Of course, if we don't get a safety car, Maters is finally in the DRS of JDM, so we could see a little battle going on here. I'm sure that JDM would want to defend his position as much as possible, because he doesn't want it going to a really bad race and finishing last of all the runners. Oh well, Maters thinking about sending it quite late there. I would have been shocked if he'd have gone for anything. And again, very late on the brakes, going into club corner. Fishy gets another penalty. He's on 12 seconds. So that's half of the total seconds that Aiden is behind him. So it's not affecting his race too much, as Maters clips the curb a little bit, the sausage curb, which doesn't help him gain any time, to be honest. But he's going to have to DRS and use his ERS down this straight on the Kemmel straight. He's going to look for a move maybe, but JDM defends that inside nicely there. Defends like a lion. Maters gets another penalty for going wide. He's just been getting penalties galore this race, unfortunately for him. But he's the only Alfa Romeo left in this race, and he's going to think about sending it up the inside of Cops. That far back as well, you don't really want to go up the inside of Cops, because it's not really a braking zone. You take that flat out anyway. So Rally gets another penalty. He's now on 18 seconds. So remember, at the end of this race, the penalties can affect how things look as they are. Oh, but Maters, wow, really looking to send it down the inside of JDM, but he keeps cutting the corners and keeps going wide, which really isn't going to get him the position at the end of the day, because he'll just lose out at the end of the race. But JDM lets Maters through, maybe because he wants to DRS, and that's Tom. Tom is out as Aiden gets his first penalty of the race, and it's a safety car. It's a late safety car to bring the pack all together, and just when you think this race couldn't get any more dramatic, FNCO Tom is in the barriers at turn 2, and it's a late safety car. Going on to lap 24, we're only going to get one lap of this safety car and then a few laps of racing, and this has completely messed over Fishy. But Aiden has come into the pits. Aiden has come into the pits, but if he'd have stayed out, then he would have maybe even got Fishy for the race lead because of his penalties. But Fishy is thanking the Lord. Josh Tomo's also in, and so is Rally, to get rid of some of those penalties maybe. Sam, he's going to stay out, so he's going to stay ahead of Josh Tomo and Rally on the restart, and they've only got 2 laps to get ahead of Sam, who's going to defend for his life, I should imagine, in this race. And will Sam get ahead of Aiden as well? He does. Sam is ahead of Aiden. Aiden comes out in P3. Of course, not with the penalties, though. Sam has got more penalties than Aiden has. But Fishy and the safety car are going through cops now. These guys are at the other side of the track. So the safety car could well be in this lap with only Fishy caught up to it. Sam is in second place as JDM gets a collision with Mathers on the entry to the pit lane. And they both come in. So the soft tyres obviously dying near the end stages of these races. But the safety car, as expected, going very slow to try and catch the rest of the field up, and the safety car is in this lap, and Fishy is thanking the racing gods, because then Aiden doesn't get to close within that 12 seconds of him. So late drama, and Fishy is the only one doing a safety car restart, as the rest are going round on a limiter as well. But Sam is ahead of Aiden and Josh Tomo, and he's quite far ahead of Josh Tomo and Rally, so Sam could well get a podium, his first ever podium in league racing he could get here at Silverstone, even if Aiden does overtake him. So here we go then, the restart. Fishy has gone across the line to start lap 25, the penultimate lap of the race. Sam is ahead of Aiden, just about, but of course Sam is on those old tyres, Aiden on the new soft tyres. Josh Tomo also on new, and so is Rally, but I doubt that those will be catching up unless Sam makes a massive mistake. Of course, there's no DRS either, so it's easier for Sam to defend against Aiden and Josh Tomo. He's not managed to save his DRS too much though. But yeah, on to the DRS straight now. No DRS, of course, as I just mentioned. Aiden's just going to be using his ERS and the slipstream to go down the inside of Sam. Into Woodcut we go. And Aiden is ahead of Sam, as to be expected, given the tyre difference. But Sam is still in the podium positions. Can he keep this podium, or will he lose it to Josh Tomo? We will check with the penalties. As it stands, he's going to keep the podium. He's got to stay 6 seconds ahead of Josh Tomo and not get any more penalties, which is very close to actually doing there. But he's on 0% ERS, as he's forgot to turn it off there. Sam, you need to turn off your ERS. You've forgot. That's probably why he's running out so much. But he needs as much as ERS as possible. As Fishy is coming round now to start the final lap of the race. It's all heated up in these final few laps. But yeah, Aiden still in second place. Rally gets a penalty. I'm sure that I saw someone else get another penalty. But Fishy sets the fastest lap, steals it off Josh Tomo. Sam hasn't got another penalty, but the gap behind to Josh Tomo is 8.5 seconds. Of course, Josh Tomo is a very quick driver, and we expect him to be catching up at a rate of knots, and that's just to prove it. We'll keep an eye on that gap between Sam and Josh Tomo, and whether Sam gets his first podium in league racing. At the start of this stream, I was saying how much Sam has matured and improved, and I'm so proud of him for it. And he could well prove me right here in this final lap. As long as he stays ahead by 6 seconds, he's got a 1.7 buffer at the moment. He doesn't want to get any more penalties, and he doesn't want to lose any more time to Josh Tomo, which he hasn't done so far this lap. It's still 7.7, now 7.6, now 7.4, now 7.3. So the gap is shrinking, but it's still ahead of what he needs to be to keep P3. But Fishy He's going round into the final sector now, and what a dominant race from the man in the McLaren. He's absolutely, yeah, there's no words for it. But he comes round the final two corners and he's left the session. He's managed to finish the race under AI as he has difficulties with his connection. But Aiden for P2, and it's going to be ever so close for Sam in P3. Will Josh Tomo gain those 2/10? Across the line goes Sam. It's now 6.0 seconds. Josh Tomo is within the 6 seconds. And Josh Tomo manages to get P3 by 0.039. Sam just about missing out, but what a drive from Sam to still finish P4. What a race this has been here at Silverstone in ERL. Rally finishes P5. JDM's going to come across the line in about half a lap's time to finish P6, but what a drive from all of our drivers today. Aiden was only 7/10 off the victory today. Because of Fishy with his penalties, but Josh Tomo just about nabbing that podium off Sam. I'm sure Sam will be gutted, but what a result for Sam at Red Bull. Here comes JDM then around the final three corners. Not a great race from him today, but he finishes P6 on the track, and he goes across the line to do that. As Mathers now, will he get ahead of JDM? I don't think he will, given the amount of penalties he's got. I don't think he did. But there is your ERL British Grand Prix for round 9. Aiden gets driver of the day. But it's Fishy who wins in Silverstone. We are going to interview the top 3. We'll just watch the podium celebrations. But there is your results today. Josh Tomo managing to nab the fastest lap by about 7/10. I'll just get a screenshot of the results. And we will add Fishy, Aiden and Josh Tomo to this party to get interviewed. Our top 3 interview. And now we just wait for them to join.
Hello.
Hello, Fishy. We'll just wait for Josh Tomo and Aiden to see if they join. Since, you know, yeah, Aiden's joined.
My internet broke final corner.
I thought so. And Josh Tomo is in now. So we'll get the interview started. When we get into the showroom, of course. So, Josh, are you there? He's probably just getting his mic ready, as he probably wasn't expecting the interview. Right. Well, we'll come back to Josh. Seems to be having a few faults. So, we'll go to Aiden, of course. Second place finisher. First of all, how did you feel that race went? It seemed a pretty tough race for other guys, but not as much for you. So, how do you feel it went?
Well...
Yeah,
I was pushing.
yeah. We could definitely tell you came from P6 on the grid to finish P2, and of course you only had one penalty. So was it about trying to keep the penalty rate as low as possible then for you?
Yep.
Fair enough then. Straight with your answers. So how do you feel first of all? Well, thirdly of all, finishing P2 here in ERL for the second consecutive race.
It's my first time actually finishing second.
Is it? I thought that you finished second in Belgium last time, but we'll move on anyway. But yeah, a nice race from you, and of course you've gained points for Ferrari in the constructors. So congratulations on your podium finish in P2 here at
And I've
Britain.
got one question.
Go on.
My tyres after the battles were dead.
They were dead. I can imagine being in the dirty air for that long of two other cars, but yeah, congratulations, and we'll move on now. Is Josh ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, so welcome to the podium, just about.
Yeah.
Here in ERL, of course. You wasn't racing first of all when we first started the first stream, so and then you got disqualified in the first race, and then you've only just about got P3. So how was that race for you, and how did you manage as well with the drive-through penalty and trying to gain as much as possible after that?
Yeah, it was a decent race from my end. It was the battling with Raleigh and Aiden was really good towards like the opening stages of the race, and then when the drive-through penalties were given out, which yeah, fair enough because we did exceed, but it was really annoying because that took our races then. But yeah, as soon as I pit onto the soft tyres after that safety car, it was just about push as hard as I possibly can and just keep that every lap.
Yeah, and like you said, those battles with Raleigh and Aiden really giving us some entertainment. Did you feel like you was being entertained by it, or was you a bit nervous?
Obviously, I'm nervous racing any driver. That's just how I go into battles. So I always leave room, no matter who it is, because yeah, it's a case of trusting people, and you've just got to make sure you leave room, and hopefully they do too. Yeah, it was fun racing them, to be honest. And towards the end, when I wasn't racing them, it got dead boring. It was just me pushing as fast as I can, which, as fun as it is, it's better battling people.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. But you've gave us some massive entertainment this whole race, and I'd like to thank you for that. And I will congratulate you on finishing P3 just about ahead of Sam. And we will now move on to Fishy, our race winner today. Was it ever looking out of doubt for you, Fishy? Fishy, I think you're muted. Fishy. Fishy.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. My mic wasn't working.
Oh, okay. Did you hear my question, or would you like me to repeat it?
Could you repeat?
So, was it ever looking out of doubt for you from the start of this restarted race?
Well, when that safety car came out, I thought it was over because I thought they'd wait for everyone to come. So I just wasn't really concentrating. Then it said safety car in, and then just before it restarted, I realised. So yeah.
Yeah. It was, of course, very close. 7/10 you nearly lost the win by. You had a bit of a internet fault as well at the end, which could have cost you the race win, actually. So you were very lucky that you got a very good AI as well.
Yeah.
But there's not really a lot for me to say. Of course, you've dominated the race. Can we talk about the first race as well, when you was battling with Oshin, and how did you feel that battle went between the two of you?
Thought it was quite hard to get past him, but he's a good racer and a good defender, so I eventually got him and tried to get the biggest gap I could into the lead.
That is fair enough. And of course, it was close. And once you did get into that clear air, you was able to push away from JDM and Oshin. So, but yeah, not a lot else for me to say. So yeah, congratulations on your win. I'm sorry for the short interview because you are our race winner, but yeah, you've absolutely dominated this one, and I'll see how other interviewers feel. But yeah,
cheers.
thank you for joining the interview, and congratulations for your race win.
Thank you.
So we're going to leave it there, guys, for the stream today here at ERL. We will be back next week. I am not sure what track it's for, but I will be commentating once more. And then the week after that, I think that there's a race the week after. That will be the final of ERL. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to thank you all so much, past and present, for joining this stream. It's been an amazing race around here at Silverstone, and I can't wait for the future more streams of this and commentating. But yeah, your podium finishes then: Mercedes in third, Ferrari in second, and McLaren in first place with Fishy. So goodbye and see you next week. Unless you join for my career mode streams, then I will see you next week for round 10